You forget about everything else in the world except what this scenario is with this particular person, what you're trying to get them to do, and how these words coming out of your mouth are going to get them to do it. And you got to come at them with so much positivity. Come on, just do this with me. It's awesome. And let's just try it again with nothing but that. And I may yell things at you while you're doing it. Don't stop if I do, but just keep going. Try to while this crazy man's talking in your ear. See who it is you're talking to. See him. See who you're talking to. What do you want from him? What do you want him to do? Yes. How important is it to you? How important is it? Yes, yes. Now show me what it's going to feel like. Show me, show me. Keep your feet still. Keep your feet still. Keep the energy up. Come on, convince me, convince me. Make me believe it. Use your hands, use them, use them. Big smile. Good. All right, somebody talk about the difference in between that and the first time she did it. What was the difference?
The energy. It was fun to watch. I wanted to watch you.
We wanted to watch her. Yep, I agree with that. Somebody else.
I feel like you were talking to someone who was
Right, and that we engage with. Even if you're sitting way over here on the corner and she's facing this way, you see her focusing on something and that makes you connect.
I wanted to lean forward. The hair on the back of my neck stood up. That always tells me when something's good. And I went.
See, she said leaning forward, and that's what I felt. See, look at the position everybody's in here.
Yeah.
Right? I felt everybody wanting to go like this. And that's exactly what you want an audience to do. Right? You want them to lean forward and go, what is she saying? What's making her so happy? What's going to come out of her mouth next? And that I agree that you did that really, really well. And we believed you were having some sort of moment. We are, as an audience, we are voyeuristic. We want to see these little private moments, right, as an audience. And that's our job as performers, is to stand up in front of people, be it 2 behind the table or 2,000 in the audience, and have emotional experiences we should be having in private. Right. That's our job. You know, and the audience loves it. Why do you think reality TV is so huge? Because we want to see the real stuff. We want to see how people really are. Mm-hmm. Of course, we know reality TV isn't that, after all. You know, surprisingly, a friend of mine is a reality TV producer, and we asked him one day, everything is scripted. Is there any reality show out there that's actually a reality show? He said the most real reality show out there is Survivor. He said, that's hard to believe, but that's the least scripted, most real reality show is Survivor.
Funny. Well, it's the original, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's the original, one of the original reality shows. Yeah, it's one of the first. And so I remember being very surprised to hear that. But that as an audience, we want to see you going through your stuff, right. Good or bad. We want to watch you go through it, and that I believe we just watch you have a really positive experience with somebody.
A lot better.
I would say me vocally too.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my thing. Music director, I'm always listening, but the second time the voice was much more active and energetic. I mean, the first time was a perfectly lovely voice, but it was just a lovely voice.
Exactly. It was a pretty girl singing a pretty song very prettily. Yeah. And this time was a performance. And I didn't talk or mention your voice on purpose because I was hoping this would happen. You see, she actually sang better, and we didn't talk about singing once. Right? So this just shows you that if your technique is right, if you've taken the voice lessons, if you've gone in the practice room and done everything you're supposed to do, which should be by rote, right? Your body should just be doing it. You shouldn't have to think about it. Mm-hmm. Then this is what can happen. And I think the first time through, I did feel like you were thinking about the singing of it, right? I could see you preparing, right? But this time, I didn't see any of that, and I think that's one reason we connected to you so much more, is because we didn't see you thinking about that. And what's really odd about it is that you sang better. Yeah. By not thinking about it, by only thinking about the story you were telling, you sang better, right? And that's why we have to do that. That's why, but it's a two-pronged thing, y'all. It doesn't just come from the acting. It comes from getting the voice and the musicality and all that together with your teacher, spending daily time in the practice room, right? Doing all the things that they've told you so that your body, so that you naturally release the diaphragm when you breathe, so that you naturally raise the soft palate. You don't have to think about any of it. You don't have to think about the high notes coming up. You don't have to think about any of that because you work the vocal technique so much that it's there. And then when, this is where the magic happens, is then when you come up with this story of what you're saying, what's real from your perspective, that somehow connects with your vocal technique and you sing better.
Yeah.
You know, for whatever reason that is. So, in other words, really good adjustment. In other words, really nice. And this is a great song for you. You know, again, would I lead with it all the time? I don't know. Yeah. But I certainly would keep it in your book. The last thing I'll say, now, are you purposefully singing around your chest voice? Is that like something you and your teacher are working on? Or, because what happens when you get to the chorus, you're switching out of a chesty mix into more of a mixy head voice. And is that on purpose? Because I know some people, like they say, that they're either mostly legit sopranos and they haven't really learned how to access that yet, or their teacher has said, don't belt yet. I'm just curious as to.
I'm more legit and classically trained, so that's something that I'm like working more towards, is understanding how to like access the different.
Okay, then. And I don't want to get in the way of anything that your voice teacher is working with you on. This is just a little experiment for us for now. So, but sing the chorus. Someday when it, we probably won't do the whole thing, but just sing the first part of the chorus. Someday when it,
Someday when it's me, I'll know our love was meant to be. Not one single complication.
Good. All right, good. You're already adjusting, so that's good. What key are we in?
G flat.
G flat. What, Jason Robert Brown? Right? Or it'd be in G flat minor then if it was that.
Yeah.
If we're in G flat, could we go down a step to E? Right. All right. And so now what am I doing? I'm putting it in a lower key so you don't have to think about the notes. Okay. So now let's sing it in this key. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and.
Someday when it's me, I'll know our love was meant to be. Not one single complication.
Feel like how it feels? It's already sounding different.
Yeah.
What I want you, it's not. I always hate to ever use the word yelled. But, you know, hey, when you do that, you're actually doing that on a pitch.
Yeah.
Right? So really what I'm trying to get to is someday when it's, right? As opposed to someday when, you hear what I'm going for?
Yeah,
I want you,
more speaking.
but it's on the pitch, but I just want you to resonate in here, right?
Yeah.
And really, I mean, make it as loud and full as you can. Now, you got to breathe when you do that, right? But I want you to make it as loud and as full as you can. Don't worry about whether it's ugly or pretty or any of that. I just want it, for right now, nothing but loud. Okay. Here we go. Bring it out.
Someday when it's me,
Yes, hear that?
I'll know our love was meant to be. Not one single complication.
Good, now you switch to conflict. You switch, but everything else, how much better was that?
Oh yeah.
And it's not even about better or worse. It's about the intent of what the composer had when he wrote the song. He wrote the song to be sung in the chest voice.
Yeah.
Okay? So one more time in this key, we're just going to do the first couple bars. 2, 3, and.
Someday
Come on, sing it out.
when it's me,
Sing it out.
I'll know our love was meant to be.
Good. Now can we go up a half step, please? 2, 3, and.
Someday when it's me, I'll know our love was meant to be.
Good. Now come in the original key. Now keep the same sensation, right? Don't switch. Here we go. Loud.
Someday when it's me,
Yes.
I'll know our love was meant
Yes.
to be. Not one single complication or cause for hesitation.
Sing it out, breathe, sing it
Someday
out.
when our dream is coming true.
Big breath, big breath.
All you'll need is me.
Good. Feel the difference? It's just more right. Okay, as far as the sound. I'm not saying right or wrong as far as technique. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about right and wrong of the sound.
Yeah.
You know, I've argued with voice teachers before, you know, about certain roles. Well, you know, the last note in Les Mis, the high note that Eponine sings in On My Own, that can be mixed. No, it can't. No, it can't. It can't. That's not how it was written. That's not the sound they want, and you will never get the gig if you mix that high note. Now, Fontaine, mix it all day long, right? Mix all those high notes all you want all day long. But Eponine, there is a sound, and it was from when they wrote it. They wanted her to have a particular popish sound. So if you go in there not singing that song in your chest voice, you will never, ever get it. And we're not talking about what's right technique or wrong vocal technique. We're talking about what the expectation is from the people behind the table. Mm-hmm. And what I can tell you is on this song, they want it to sound like you just did it.
Okay.
Right? Brassy, bright, fun, much more like speech on pitch.
Okay.
As opposed to singing. Right? And that's what many times we're trying to do anyway. Yes, if we're doing Les Mis or we're doing Showboat, yes, it becomes about singing. But so many shows, it's really about speech on pitch. Mm-hmm. You know, we've got a story to tell, and Jason Robert Brown just told us which pitches he wanted us to tell it on. You know, I mean, just think about that for a second. I mean, think about last 5 years. How much dialogue takes place between those two people that is sung. And I mean, if you know, whether you saw the movie or saw the original, you know, those people doing it are so good and the music's so good that you don't even know you're being sung at, you know, because they know how to deliver it. So I thought that was a really nice adjustment, both in the acting and music departments, you know, and you're adorable, and I think it's a great song for you. And just know that I'm not saying chest voice is right, always right. I'm just saying there are certain times that we've got to access that.
Absolutely.
You know, and now you got to remember to breathe, got to remember to keep the soft palate up, all those things that we learn in vocal technique. Mm-hmm. But it's got to have that kind of pingy, bright, fun sound to it, or it's not the intent of the composer.
Right.
You know, it's not the intent of how they created it. So I thought that was great. And then just always keep your story in it, because the story of Wedding Singer in an audition, we don't care about it.
It's not gonna
And what if I'll tell you a little secret. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't see it. I have no idea what's going on right here.
It's okay.
Okay? So, and you'd be amazed at the number of people behind the table that haven't seen certain things, that don't know certain things. And so if you're playing the play, if you're playing what's going on in the play, I have no idea what's going on. If I've never seen Jekyll and Hyde and somebody sings This Is the Moment and they make it all about drinking the potion, I don't know from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I need it to be about you. And the more you make it about you in an audition situation, the more you're in your scenario, you're talking to your person about your thing. We just believe it a lot more and we lean forward. And I'm going to shut up now because I've made you stand up there long enough. Thank you.